Hello Vijay, welcome to IIMA campus. I believe that this is perhaps your first visit to this campus,
Yes,
and we are very happy that you could make time amidst your very hectic schedule of both India and US and rest of the globe to be here and to share your insights with my students of the contemporary film industry course in IIMA. So we had just concluded a very interesting and insightful session. But before that, I would like to ask you about your own journey and how did you actually get into the media and entertainment space? Because I did look up your profile. You had spent about 10 plus years in Disney
that's right.
before you came to Amazon. So could you just take us a little bit through that path
Sure.
which brought you to the world of entertainment?
Sure. First up, thank you for having me here. I thought it was one of the most invigorating, energizing sessions I've had in a while. The interactions are fantastic. The Q&A was just absolutely delightful. Very insightful questions, a bunch of curious minds, and I think overall the business of entertainment is getting to a better place thanks to the efforts of the campus and what you're doing. And
Thank you.
My journey, as I was explaining to one of the wonderful students there, I spent 25 years in media and entertainment. It's the only thing I know. And I would like to believe that I've done some meaningful work here. My journey actually started with my uncle who was in advertising. And back in the day, copywriting was really considered to be, the gold standard of advertising. Right? He was one of the copywriters back then. And I was always fascinated by just, telling stories and getting customers and consumers' attention, interacting with them, dealing with emotional intangibles, and all of that. It was just fascinating. So that's what brought me to media and entertainment. So back then, before the advent of television, I started my early years with a magazine group called IIMA. Stardust was the flagship entertainment magazine back then. It always puts a smile on people's faces and always puts a question mark on young people's faces. They say, what is that, Then I moved, of course, the lure of television was too strong. Again, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. A moving picture speaks 10,000 words, right? So I couldn't resist that. So I moved to television, worked for various brands, and in various functions really across the spectrum, from revenue to marketing to content to general management, and then here I am. We're at a very exciting time. What I really love about what we're attempting to do is being able to create a new consumer habit for content consumption through Amazon Prime Video. It's transformative because we're helping customers transform the way they consume entertainment, and at the same time, equally exciting because it's transforming the way creators can, create content. I think that's what brought me here, and I'm glad that people like yourself, the students that we just interacted with, and generally the overall creative and the storytelling community recognizes this as a transformative moment.
Absolutely.
At the heart of who I am, I love stories. I genuinely believe that great stories inspire even greater storytelling, and so that's something that's been keeping me going in everything that I do. And so I think I will ride into the sunset being a media and entertainment exec.
Absolutely, and I must also welcome you to say that not only as an exec but also as a good knowledge creator.
Thank you.
And be part of the academic engagement.
Thank you.
In the future as well, because when I was talking with you, I could sense the level of interest that you have for the academic world. And it's not just about execution, it's also about creating knowledge and using that knowledge to disseminate to students of today who are the digital consumers and also the prosumers.
Yes.
Because today, with the help of an iPhone, most of the people can create short videos.
Yes.
Incidentally, I must tell you that you made a very interesting point about a moving picture being equivalent to about 10 or 20,000 words. So about 2 years back, I brought in this concept of a video case study, and IIM Ahmedabad has been the pioneer, just as it was the pioneer in bringing my course on the movie business, entertainment industry. IIM Ahmedabad was the pioneer, the whole of Asia, in fact.
Wow.
And they have also been the pioneer in converting case studies which have been in text form into video cases.
Excellent.
And I have been a part of this journey, the process. So at that time, I really wanted to scientifically calculate what a 1 minute video is. And you'd be pleasantly surprised that a 1 minute video is actually equal to 1.8 million words.
Wow.
Because I mathematically calculated that using frames per second as the measure. And then you have 24 frames per second. So what does it mean in terms of 1 minute?
Wonderful. I'm going to merrily borrow this, Professor. When next time I give this example, I'm going to say it's not 10,000 words. It's been scientifically calculated by Professor Kandaswamy, 1.2 million words. So
yes, yes. I'll also share that formula with you.
Please.
So that you have a better understanding of that.
I'd love it.
And that will be great. So I just thought I should mention that in passing. But I'm really happy to also mention that only in the last couple of years, I have been trying, my course content is constantly evolving.
Right.
So about 5 years ago, there was very little about digital technology. We had a session on digital technology when it came to production of content, which is the digital cinema versus the analog cinema, which is basically the technological dimension. We never had a session on the distribution of films or distribution of television content on digital platforms.
Right.
So there was no mention of a Netflix on Amazon in 2011 or 12 in my course was on.
Right.
But now the whole course seems very irrelevant without digital sessions. So only in the last 2-3 years I have brought in a couple of digital sessions when it came to distribution. I am also going to take your active help to kind of create a 3-session digital segment.
Wonderful.
Of my course, because we could even take it to the level of case study on Amazon Prime for the Indian market, where this becomes a case study that students would use every year, and they would be able to use it not only in my course, but perhaps they would use it in the technology and innovation course that other Professor Amit was talking about.
Right.
Professor Rekha Jain, the lady who was sitting next to me, she takes a course on strategies for the internet economy.
Wow, okay.
Which is also a popular course. So the case study can be used in about 3 or 4 related courses in the institute. So would you be open for that kind of thing? I know you may have to go for your approvals, but is that something that you would look at as part of an industry academic collaboration?
I'm happy to help. So I'm definitely, it's definitely very interesting. And it is here to stay. As I said, it is evolutionary, and it's reflective of customer preferences today, and of the future. So it's definitely very interesting, and we'd be happy to help in whatever way we can.
Absolutely, thank you so much. This is actually the philosophy of the institute, that we actually started with the case method of learning, which we learned from Harvard Business School. Because the first 10 years of our institute's history was very closely linked to Harvard Business School. Then the story goes like this: when Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who actually was the visionary behind the institute, and he actually got the institute to be located in Ahmedabad, because initially the government of India at that time, in the early 60s, were actually looking at Mumbai.
Okay.
And Calcutta on the east coast, where IIM Calcutta eventually came up.
Right.
But it was due to the vision of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and Kasturba Lal Bai, who donated the first 45 acres of land that we are now sitting on here, just over a conversation across the table. He said, just go to the Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister Pandit Nehru, and just tell him that we have the land already. And that was the reason, we are very proud of that legacy of the institute. And then Dr. Vikram Sarabhai went to Harvard to study the systems there, because there was very little knowledge of management
Right.
at that time. And we had a few industries like the textile industry, we had the steel industry. There were very few industries at that time from where we could learn from. And we were also not sure that we had the best management knowledge. So Harvard stepped in and agreed to collaborate with us. In fact, I do recall that when I was a student here in 76 to 78, we had a couple of Harvard professors.
Wow.
Okay, they used to joke that we are spending 2 months in a dry state. And and that showed their commitment to come and teach here. Those were very interesting days. We had very eminent professors. But the point was that Harvard came to us with this beautiful pedagogy of case method,
Right.
the case studies. And today, I believe that we have 4,000 plus library of case studies. In the initial years, we had mostly the American case studies. We had case studies from Harvard Business School and a few from Stanford and other B schools. But today, I'm happy to say that we have 4,000 plus case studies on about 15 different sectors, and including social entrepreneurship
Wow. Okay.
and so on. So I would be very happy if we can do a case study on Amazon Prime Video, which is the focus of the business, and make this case study available for the next 50, 100 years for the students here.
That's humbling. We'll definitely talk about it.
We'll
As I
talk
said, I'm happy to help in whatever way I
Absolutely.
can and enable, whatever you need
Right.
through the right channels. It's
Yeah.
but it's really humbling that you think that way.
Thank you. And I would like to just ask you one final question. How did you enjoy the class here?
Ecstatic. As I said, at the very outset, the interactivity was infectious. I learned as much as I believe I've given them, some help.
Oh, that's
But I
really
think
big
I really
bonus.
learned a lot. No, I really did, because it was amazing to see the level of engagement. It was a very lean-in classroom. So clearly everyone's interested in the subject. I think just given the curiosity and the curious minds that I interacted with, as I said, overall the industry is in great hands. The future of the industry is in great hands, because these people are all going to have an influence on how entertainment takes shape. Three, I think the specificity of the interactions. The questions were specific. They had everything to do with the life as we see around us. Customers, their changing habits, their preferences. How do you continue to create and innovate as the world becomes so full of choices. So I thought it was really meaningful. And the energy levels. The energy was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
There's nothing more. There's no better throwback than interacting with at this level of energy in a campus to remind you of your own college days. There is no better throwback. So I think it was fantastic. I wish we could. I wish I could just run to the hostel and just hang out for a couple of weeks.
I'm sure we can do that at a later time when we call you for one of our other sessions.
Happy to.
And thank you so very much. And it's been wonderful to have you and your colleague Manish Mangani here. And we hope to have more interaction with you in the future in the area of digital platforms and in the area of digital content creation,
Right.
which is what I would like to leave behind for the students of IIMA.
Thank you for having us here,
Thank
Professor.
you
It's
so
been an
much.
absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.